Hello, and welcome to the podcast. What's it called?
Sparkling form. I'm just so aware that I feel like I was breathing heavily into the microphone from the start. But that's fine.
Don't worry. These things can be tricky when the early days in this episode 1, the pilot, if you will. Where do you think that comes from? Why is it called a pilot?
Do you think pilots, like, they get stuff first? Like the first episode of Lost, they'll be like, let the pilots watch it first. Because they keep us safe in the skies, so they deserve to get a pre-season episode of Lost.
I love that. Just like in airports, right? You know, you always hear about like the airport bar where all the captains and stuff go. There's like, you see it referenced in The Simpsons. I assume it is based in somewhat on reality. Just imagine that. That's where all like the first TV shows go. They're just like, it's a great bar, but they've always got these like really slapdash productions on the TV screen at all times. It's strange.
But some have potential.
Yeah, and that's what the pilots like. They're just like, well, I just like being first. Pilots are the early adopters of the comedy world.
They're the early
imagined scenario.
They're the early adopters of the skies of the comedy world.
Exactly.
Being a pilot. I mean, I've played this new flight simulator game that's quite popular. And, pretty tough flying those planes.
I just can't get past the fidgetiness of it. I get bored real easy. I want to like it. Like, I appreciate it. When the trailers come out, I'm a grand appreciator of the trailers of Microsoft Flight Simulator. But I think I'm just a little bit too slow.
Well, it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Because the game is too slow.
Or not slow enough. Maybe I'm not slow enough.
Maybe you need to be slower.
Yeah, I think that's quite possible.
The game's suited for people who are slow.
It would seem in their movements.
In the way they move.
Yes, it's very true.
In their perception of the speed of time.
You know what that's not true for? VR. I have recently been experimenting with VR. It's very interesting.
He's all like, ooh, but like, I'm just sitting here watching this guy, but it's hilarious.
So, stupid gimmick or first steps towards the Matrix?
Can you really imagine that many people? Can you imagine can you imagine our parents putting on one of these? Someone in their 60s putting on one of these and having a meaningful experience?
I was just thinking about that. Like, what if I brought it to my grandmother to see, like, how she would interact with it? Because I reckon you put on Beat Saber, she might enjoy it. It's so intuitive. It's so intuitive. What's that word?
Intuitative.
That one, yeah. Sometimes I can't say words good.
Words are just tools of the mouth.
They are mouth noises to signify meaning.
Good definition. We should get a dictionary and just go through it.
I've got a dictionary in the other room.
Fuck, this podcast just got hot.
Welcome to Dictionary Time with Ordinary Things and Gap Store Boss. I mean, Traplaw Ross.
No words will be missed. That could do some Mr. Beast shit. We could just read the dictionary. I think he's probably done that, hasn't he?
Sure. No. Has he?
I think he has.
That's a Mr. Beast video idea. Just like, boom. Any one of you, read the dictionary, viral sensation, or you'll die of sleep deprivation. And it's death or glory, really.
Do you think you would die of sleep deprivation?
I think it would take you... Well, no, but it's like I think your body just wouldn't be able to do it. It's like you can't just keep running. You can't just keep reading. You'll get exhausted after a while. Your eyes will strain and hurt a lot.
You'll certainly need glasses by the end of it.
That's for sure. Yeah. You know what? Has anyone, I mean, it seems obvious, but has someone just like done a reaction video to watching Mr. Beast's video? So they did a real-time watching of him counting. It's like the ultimate internet inanity.
The fact that we don't know about it means that if they have, it's been a spectacular failure.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
Some guy did do that. Not gonna watch it. Don't care.
Oh, look at these hot abstract YouTube ideas that we'll never do.
Maybe that's the key, though. What if that is truly the thing setting us apart from the 10 million subbers, the PewDiePies, simply reacting to an entire video of Mr. Beast counting to 10 million?
My God, it was so simple. I should have seen it all along.
Imagine you became the biggest YouTuber on the platform. I could just imagine like a spoof mockumentary about the YouTube lore of just like, and then the YouTuber that just reacted to one video by Mr. Beast. Turns out that was the perfect video everyone in the world wanted to see, and it got 1 billion views in a day, and he was God now.
Fuck you.
Man. I'd love to hang out with Susan Wojcinski.
Yeah, that would be fun. Watch Time Wojcinski.
She just like must go around just like blessing channels. It's like, you are the chosen ones.
Sometimes.
Not you though. Fuck you.
She just has this staff that she just like hands out to people. There you go.
Yeah.
Really,
oh, whoops, Peterson, I slipped.
But is that any more ridiculous than the robot has chosen you via random selection of numbers?
She is the queen of the robots. She commands the robots. So
She's the robot queen of the internet.
I'd love to be a robot king.
That'd be good.
King of the bots.
I'm afraid that's not in our job description.
If someone...
The Zuckerbergs.
Exactly.
To
That
a
is King of the bots.
lesser extent, the Winklevi.
The Winklevoss, probably named after the delicious
I think
water.
Winklevi is the correct plural term.
Winklevi. Is that legit?
I think that's like a joke in the Social Network. I remember it.
Oh, is
like,
it?
That's
Oh,
just
shit.
so Aaron's like, oh, did a writer write this by any chance? Like, knobhead. Put grammar in your script. Fuck off.
But people probably said it to them.
Yeah, sure.
Smart
sure.
people at fucking Harvard or wherever it was.
Well, that's a good point. He knows what to say. I mean, I love those movies. He's
Well,
got a
this
new
is
one
what they
out.
would have said to them. Ha!
He's got a new one out on Netflix, Mank, at the moment.
Mank.
It's supposed to be quite good. It's in black and white. It's all about the making of Citizen Kane, screenwriter, and that.
Oh, that's brilliant.
It might be good.
The making
Oh
of
wait,
Citizen
no,
Kane.
hang on. Yeah, no, it's
Is that
David
it?
Fincher. It's David Fincher. I couldn't remember.
Wait, David Fincher.
Yes, yeah. Sorry.
Sick.
Yeah, it should be good.
I'd like to see that.
Maybe we should watch it. That'd be fun.
Is it about?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
We should watch it.
Oh, it's so nice when like a film you want to see is available legally.
Oh, it's good, isn't it?
It's
Yeah,
just
you
like
because
sometimes you just think it's not available, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna have to break the law to enjoy this entertainment now. Thanks.
That's a real inconvenience, and you've got to blame the creators. So just like, well, you didn't try hard enough. You should have put it on a legal platform through which I could access.
Oh, it's available now on WowTV.com for $7.99.
How many streaming services are there now? There must. I mean, it's unreal, isn't it? Everyone's trying to get in on it.
Sorry, it's going to have some ASMR sparkling form right now.
Oh, Sparkling Form. Welcome to Sparkling Form. We're called Sparkling Form because me and Ross drink nothing but sparkling water. And you think that sounds like a joke, or it's actually accurate.
Nothing but the best sparkling waters. Sure, sometimes the cheap one too.
We're actually quite simple men of simple pleasures, and we think it's important to just enjoy the mouthfeel of water.
Yes, we are now. Cut to us in a year's time when this podcast is successful, drinking liquid gold.
Oh yeah, actually no, it was called Sparkling Form all along because actually we really like this brand of champagne.
It's actually liquid diamonds. Oh, that would be good if you created a brand of champagne that you called sparkling water.
Nice.
And it would, for rich alcoholics everywhere, could fly under the radar at family dinners. I'll have a bottle of sparkling water.
That would be a great 90s advert. Just like sparkling water, Bokova wine drinkers wine.
No one will know you're smashed. Just through your behaviour, you will reveal.
New from Alcoholics Enablers.
What other products would they offer? The Alcoholics Enablers range.
The secret wrist flask. The custom sealed lid bottomed bottle that you can hide in the tank of the toilet without getting it on the top of your little thing.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice.
Products for alcoholics. What else have we got?
Just like...
Some already exist, like breath spray.
That's good.
That is for alcoholics to go like, I don't want my family and loved ones to smell the alcohol on my breath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they have to be like, shh,
Yeah.
I stink of booze.
Yeah.
I spilled some on me. Maybe some sort of reusable wife apology card.
It's just format.
Like you can wipe it. It's like a whiteboard format, and you can just like wipe it and take it back when she's not looking. And then next time you fuck up when you're drunk.
If you were going to buy a gift for an alcoholic, what would you get them if you wanted to enable them?
If you wanted to enable them,
Yeah.
alcohol.
Is there like some sort of Uber voucher that you could give someone? Because if you were like, I just want you to drink as much as possible, mate. So here's like an Uber voucher. Now you don't have to drive anywhere, so you can just be drunk.
Good.
You can just be half cut all of the time, man.
That's good.
Yeah, that's my gift
really
to you.
good.
Yeah.
Because that's often. I mean, that really, when it comes to drinking, I feel it's the driving that separates the men from the boys.
Yes,
The ones that
indeed.
will, I'm just going to fucking drive drunk because that's the way I roll. the real bad mofos of the drinking world and the ones that are sensible enough are just like, well, I'm just going to have to pay for taxis. Maybe it's for financial reasons.
Well, exactly. If the financial element is taken out, that person is just like, oh, great. Now there is nothing stopping me drinking. Thank you. It's like an irresponsible gift.
It is. It's like you behave as badly as you want. It would be almost like the baller version of that would be gifting someone a security guard and being like, you need just start shit all year, man.
Yeah.
Just tell everyone to get out your fucking way. Fuck you. Oh, I've got a big burly security guard. He's mine for at least 3 more months.
That is next level of just like, mate, I know that you just like can't stop being an asshole. So here's a security guard. If you ever go too far, he'll pick you up like you're a little baby and walk you to the nearest safe location.
That's brilliant.
Yeah,
that is
like,
fucking
you
brilliant.
could hit someone over the head with a bottle and he'll be out. You'll be round the corner in a minute flat.
Be like Prince, just like you just get on the guy's back. And you're just like, let's go.
Prince.
That's what Prince did, right?
Well, Prince just walked around being piggybacked around by his security guards.
I
That's
believe-
a wonderful image.
I believe so.
That sounds like something that would be from like that, the Animaniacs.
It may be from Chappelle's show, but I think
Chappelle.
he probably based it on real life.
I think so, because Prince was real, although he didn't seem it. He essentially just like was always playing a character, and it was a really I think so. Anyway, I'm not sure what you think.
I think it's like there must have been a certain degree. It's like you kind of seen with Kanye in a way of just like he must just be like tired of just getting what he wants all the time. Of just like because didn't he famously like wake up in the night and tell his team like I want a giraffe? Like
Yeah, there was in that Kevin Smith lecture thing.
Yeah, for like some famous incident. Right?
So funny. He's just it was like I want a llama. You got to give me a llama. And he just apparently couldn't understand. I'm just copying what Kevin Smith said, but apparently he couldn't understand not being able to acquire the llama. He was just like, but I get everything I want. Give me it.
Imagine the one time that you don't get what you want and it's a llama. You're just like, man.
Big rip.
So upset that I didn't get that llama, man.
Big rip, though. Prince. Purple Rain, man.
Rip.
That is just a classic.
Emotional, man. I want to cry just thinking about it.
I know. Have you ever seen the movie?
I haven't. I couldn't possibly do that to myself.
No. Yeah, no, it's not for us. But I appreciate its history.
I mean, man, those old movie of like music video artisty type things. Like, do you remember Michael Jackson had like Moonwalker and it was just so bad?
Yeah, that was pretty darn whack.
Michael Jackson, what a guy, musically.
In small doses, Michael Jackson was the greatest musician of all time. But in large doses, it was like, this man is grating.
It's like the window of time that he was good was so small. And then it was just like... This is the thing when celebrities just lose their minds. It's just like... It's all well and good having going on some crazy weird life and doing a bunch of weird shit. But like, you got to deliver good music. And like the Michael Jackson music that was coming through at the end. No,
it was not good.
It was sad.
But like, when he comes... Those early videos of him when he's a kid, when he's singing like Ben and stuff, it's just like, my God, it's crazy. Yeah. It's like, oh, a star is born. Confirmed.
Yeah. Just like that kid's parents sold his soul to the devil straight away on his behalf, signed and delivered. Take him.
He's going to be a star.
Yeah, that's too much. These young stars, I mean, just imagine going through that and you're like 12 and you're just getting everything you want and you're calling the shots. You're the breadwinner in your family. You're like 12.
That's why I like Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Justin Bieber because he sorted himself out. He's like, he was the child star, was a bit crazy, and now he's settling down, getting, being seemingly quite a nice guy, sensitive by the sounds of it.
But will it last?
I don't know, but I wish him well.
I wish him well too.
Justin, we wish you well, wherever you are.
That story can always end up being so tragic that it's like you really do hope that it's all good, but it's just like, man, there's so much potential for just like his life still being crazy.
Did you hear that thing about like Britney Spears is having some legal battle with her father for like, is it guardianship? I don't know. I think I only really read the headline, but
but to just give my completely ill-informed half of what I've picked up by seeing headlines, I'm pretty sure that like she's still under her parents' guardianship and like her business.
It's her dad, though, right?
Yeah, I think so. Like her business, like her career and basically like everything on a lot of the money she's earned is like still under his control.
That's interesting.
And I don't know. I think she obviously wants to access things, money. I don't know.
Perhaps
power.
It's one of the gold mines, one of the like chest of treasures that she probably owns somewhere.
She must. Britney Spears, imagine. What kind of weird stuff must she have accumulated over the years like a magpie?
I loved it when, like, what was it? Nicolas Cage went bankrupt somehow, and he had to. Was it Nicolas Cage? And he had to sell a load of his stuff, and it was like props.
Yeah, there's some strange stuff with Nicolas Cage, isn't there?
Yeah, I can't remember. I find him amazing. I love Nicolas Cage. Long may his reign continue.
Man,
he's had such an interesting career.
The Bees will always be the best moment in the world for me.
He always gives it 100%.
Yeah,
that's the thing, and you've got to admire that. I think
it's 100% of what he has to offer. Oftentimes, what he has to offer isn't enough.
Great Nicolas Cage films include Adaptation, amazing movie,
glorious.
Con Air, I think, like holds a place.
Still never saw Con Air.
I think Con Air is quite good.
Never saw it,
despite it being absolute nonsense. I mean, it's fun.
So they're in the air.
They're in the air.
He's a convict.
Yeah.
In the air.
That is correct.
Nice. So, okay.
Yeah. So, but he's been falsely accused. Well, he was actually beat someone up at a bar, but because he was like a deadly weapon, he was one of the Rangers or some shit. It's very military. Anyway, he goes to jail for like 9 years. Then he's on an airplane with all these other convicts who take over the plane, and he's got to get the plane landed and get all those bad guys sorted out. But the team of bad guys in it is just ridiculous.
But so he's basically a convict. He's been betrayed, and it's ended up there. But yet he's still one of the good guys and wants to betray all the convicts and get off the plane.
In many ways, it's like the grass is the star of this film. A prison snitch in many ways.
Okay.
But because he's such a burly badass who like takes them all down, it's just like this guy's taking snitching serious.
Nice. That's like Takeshi 6ix9ine, as I imagine him.
Yes, Takeshi 6ix9ine in a remake of Con Air where he plays the Nicolas Cage character. You're welcome, Hollywood. I have saved you. That would get $1 million. That would, hopefully more.
That
than
would be
$1
sick. we've grossed $1 million. Oh, no. You're never working again, kids.
Shit. My Takeshi 6ix9ine Con Air vehicle turned out to be a complete disaster. Who would have known?
It was a complete dud. Hollywood, easy come, easy go, I reckon.
I'm on the phone all the time. They're just asking me all my ideas, but they never do them. Politics, though, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, what's that from?
Don't know, just...
from life. From every Starbucks in Beverly Hills.
Exactly. And they're furiously hitting the, like, worn-out keyboard on their Dell.
Oh, my God. On a Dell.
On a cracked copy of Final Draft on their 5th copy of the evening.
Oh, if you're in Hollywood trying to make it and you haven't got an Apple device, you're on a Dell, you need to just pack up and go home. Go back to Utah.
You ain't going to make it in the movies, buddy.
Not with a Dell. Not with that Dell energy.
Just go have breakfast at IHOP, book the plane tickets on your phone, and go back to Nebraska.
I miss the USA, man.
I miss small town USA a lot. I really do. It's my favourite kind of US, I think. But it's difficult to committing to staying to one place, you know, because what if you don't like it? You kind of have to...
I've never experienced it. I don't know. You know better than I.
I do.
The small town American story.
I'd like to say I'm a bit of a connoisseur of America. I love America. Try to go as often as possible. See as much of it as I can.
What's the best place, singular best place you have found yourself on American shores as a Brit?
As a Brit. Big Sur in California.
Nice.
I think mountains rolling into the sea. Crazy cool waves. Cowabunga, dude.
Cowabunga.
Like, yeah. Big Sur was incredible.
That sounds nuts.
I loved it.
That sounds nuts.
It's a very special place in my heart. What about you? What's your favourite place in America?
Oh, man. I feel like my experience is like kind of limited to just like, you know, slim places.
Sparkle me up.
Oh, sparkling form, sir. I felt like I lifted that with the intensity of Mr. Burns. It's too heavy.
I have lost a bit of muscle mass in the last month, I gotta say. I've not been working out.
Man, sometimes you spend enough time fighting the demons.
Yeah, sometimes you've got mental muscles to work.
Yeah. Upstairs, I'm lifting big deadlifts. Look
after your bodies, guys, but also look after your spirits. But more than that, stay hydrated and don't let the bastards grind you down.
Don't let them do that to you. That's fucked. If you find yourself letting the bastards get to you, you just got to look up and say, "Nah, not today. Today's not your day."
And then take a cool sip of fresh water of whatever kind. It can be sparkling, it can be still. There's no judgment here.
Oh, still.
Still, no, still it's respectable. It's still water.
It's not tap.
It's
Okay.
it's like Catholics and Protestants. It's
Nice,
like the
nice.
same, two sides of the same coin. It's like we respect each other, although we disagree.
Nice. No, I like
Yeah.
that. I like a
Yeah.
sophisticated way of thinking about the world. And sparkling water.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm loving these blood coasters.
Yeah, check these out.
Purchase these.
Represent.
Because even the cleanliness of my desk is gang related. Motherfuckers.
I've also got a cool cat mug. It's got weird little cats on. It's pretty good. I'm not sure that's going to show up.
They're
We'll
special.
fix that in the next episode.
By fix, I mean forget. Oh, this is fun, man. Doing a podcast. Here we are. Podcasting.
Two YouTubers who live together. So this isn't breaking lockdown rules,
Wow.
everyone. Ha! In your face, everyone else.
I feel like the context that we live together is good because in reality, we've kicked this off. Several people have asked me how I know you. So, like...
That's true. My comments are just like, is that Traplaw Ross dyeing your hair? And I'm like, I just never respond to them because I'm like, yeah, obviously.
Well, it's just...
That's him.
Oh, it's just some guy that looks just like him and sounds like him and it seems to have the same shitty demeanour of him.
But I love that people are making that connection. It's nice.
Yeah, it's cool.
Fun. It's a very amusing experience. Little side
Side
effect of what we're going through.
Definitely, man. I feel like people would be interested to just know, to have confirmation that is what's happening. We live in the same house.
Yeah, you heard it here first, folks. That's a premiere knowledge right there. But some people have worked out.
It's official. That'll be on our Wikipedias one day.
A Wikipedia. I'm never going to have a Wikipedia. I don't even have a name. Mysterious, intentional, or is it just laziness?
Haha,
Who knows?
that's a funny joke. Ken Stevenson.
Thanks.
Doxed. Mega
You
doxed
just
you.
ruined it. Oh no.
Haha, Ken. They will be like, I knew it was Ken.
Everyone. Oh, he told me it was Ken ages ago. Actually, I mean, I'm Ken now. I mean, I always have been.
I mean, no. Who's Ken?
Ken Dharma.
Ken Dharma.
Yes. Adam 22 sells Ken Dharmas, doesn't he?
He does. He sells a bunch of Ken Dharmas. They're cool.
For those of people who do not know, who is Adam 22?
Adam 22 is like the one of the poppin' hip hop commentators. Real nice guy. Dare I say, friend?
Yeah, potentially.
Never met in person, so
Yeah,
it's a
that's
reach.
true.
I'd like
That's
to
true.
think we're friends.
I think it seems like you are.
I think we're cool.
If not business associates.
Ooh, associated.
Yeah, in some
associated.
fashion, networking.
Within each other's webs of influence.
It feels like socialization in these antisocial times. Well,
Yeah, I've met more digital
tell you
people.
what, I experienced something extremely antisocial today. Right, so me and Ross went to the shopping centre today, and we parked, we got into the lift, and then we're going up to floor 7. It opens on floor 6. Bloke walks in with his wife, no mask. We're bundled in, and then he goes, "Oh, I should put a mask on, shouldn't I?" Walks out of the lift, puts the mask on. Lift door nearly shuts. He opens the lift doors. They walk back in, apologise, like talking into my face with an open mouth. Look,
The lift was small.
the lift was
The
really
lift
small.
was barely
Like,
big enough for
this
two.
doesn't sound that bad. I should point out it was like a coffin lift. It wasn't. We don't live in the best place in the UK. Sometimes the lifts are small. Like, all right.
We were
Don't
already
judge us.
facing we were already risking our lives being in that shitty lift, and now a man is bringing deadly disease into an already deadly lift.
And let's be fair, like he also was just like he had bad vibe. And then when he finally did get in the lift and we did go up one floor, he made that much fuss over one floor. He goes, "Oh, we must be the most annoying people in the world right now." And I just said nothing because I was like, I don't want to let you off the hook because that's exactly what's happened. You have summed up the situation.
Thing is, he was quite big. He was quite a large man. So
Yeah.
I'd love to at least fantasize that I would have said, "Yeah, you are being really fucking annoying." Yes, you are, because he was bigger than me. So what is a man to do?
Yes.
What is a man to do?
It was an extremely frustrating encounter.
Relaying it back now, I do feel like there's a certain degree of us being unreasonable. I'm an unreasonable motherfucker.
Now I said that, I do feel like a bit uncharitable towards the socially unaware, shall we say.
What it was really about is we'd claim that lift. That lift was all ours.
Yeah, sorry, we got finders keepers.
Finders keepers, losers weepers.
Now I think about it, we shouldn't be in a lift.
We shouldn't have got in a lift.
We should just got the stairs. Everyone get the stairs. Learn from our mistake that the stairs, it'll get a bit of exercise. Stairs is like sparkling water. They're better for you, and they are slightly more dangerous, arguably. But
stairs cares.
Yeah, some people can't use stairs, and that's also fine. But, if you can, use the stairs.
Oh, we've just alienated the non-stair users. Listen, that's what the elevator's for. And tell you what, if the elevator opens and somebody is in there who really needs to use it, you
don't get in the elevator. That is just human politeness. I completely agree. And
but he should have treated us the same.
Exactly. It
was
would be just as outrageous.
It was our lift. That was our lift.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Anyway,
as you can tell, we were totally over it.
Yeah, listen, this was mere hours ago, so it still burns. This is fresh wound. This is a fresh wound.
Oh, it was so aggravating, though. It was just so rude.
I've still got his spit on my face. It was that fresh.
Oh dear.
We must be amongst the 9 people. Oh, fuck off. Oh, did he have the mask all the way on, or was it not even on properly?
I mean, he was speaking directly at us without even putting his mask on. That was the most infuriating part.
I don't think he got out the lift to put it on. I think he was halfway in.
He was just like trying to egg us
He
on.
knew we were aggravated by it, and he just kept it going. He was a petty man.
Yeah. Wanted to let him off. No, sorry, Bob, you did a fucky.
There should be, there's just no justice in the world. I've always advocated for, just having lots of little justice officers around to observe social interactions. Just no!
Some sort of secret police, perhaps.
Oh, perfect. Imagine just everyone on the street is just eavesdropping, right? And, that situation happens to us today. There's a guy that's sort of over by the door. You can't tell if he's coming or going. And as soon as that goes on, he goes, "Stop! Justice, please! You're being an asshole! You will stop now, or you will be sentenced as, a month in prison."
It's like the police of vice and virtue. It's like, no, you didn't say please and thank you. Sort it out. You're being impolite.
You have to leave society and come back with some manners. You are now out of. We could achieve this with technology.
I agree.
Your bank account is now blocked until you improve your manners.
It's like what's it? Those social credit scores.
Oh yeah.
To judge how you're in society, it's just like, no, you are downgraded one for this poor interaction.
Let's see. Here's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously I'm massively in favour of this when it suits me.
Of course.
But then again, I'm an asshole.
I would be everyone's biggest downvote, and I respect. I'm unpleasant to be around, and that's fine. I understand that.
Listen, it's just like you can just catch someone at the wrong moment. It depends how much of a social score you could lose, because there's definitely moments where you're just a bit of a dick to someone when you don't need to be. You feel a bit of a smart ass.
I'm rude for everyone's sake, because you don't want, strangers, you don't want to interact with me. I don't want to interact with you. We're just going to move through this situation. My standoffishness is a result of time saving.
I don't think there's anything. There shouldn't really be anything wrong with that.
No, I think it's a perfectly valid way to go life. Shout out my introverted gang.
I like that. I feel like there's a certain defense mechanism to just being a bit hostile. Sometimes I just find myself just through past experiences and I don't know. I feel like when suckers try to play you a lot, you tend to just have a low tolerance for I don't know,
totally.
When people approach me on the street, I just from having fuckery go on in my life in the past, or shit go down.
What's your worst street encounter?
Oh man, I'm trying to think. Bad street encounter. I feel like I can only think of the worst possible things.
You gotta think of a light in tone one for this, this normally whimsical podcast. We're going for a whimsical tone, if you hadn't noticed.
Whimsy. What is the worst thing you've seen?
What's the grisliest accident you've ever witnessed?
Has to be in person.
Yeah. Not in the dark recesses of the no net.
On the internet, the weird net.
Yeah.
Oh god, I can't even I don't know.
Is it just me, or is the internet getting less weird?
It's all getting a bit normal.
Yeah.
Normal. Everything's getting a bit samey.
Yeah. Homogenising the internet with the algorithm.
Algorithm is homogenising the internet. We're all interested in the same things. Can't have outside opinions. Feels like these opinions are yours, but really they're not.
Divergent opinion detected. Eliminating source.
Pushing to one side. Your voice will not be heard again, ever, in the abyss.
Welcome to the world of the robot overlords.
Oh, come on.
Ross broke the light as soon as he started recording.
What do you mean broke the light?
That's going to ruin the continuity. People are going to notice the cut more now.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Oh, we've ruined the podcast.
Oh, I have actually made it worse, though. That is true. This is fine. This can all of this. This didn't even happen. It's like it never happened. It's certainly like it's not happening now.
There we go.
Oh, it's not quite. Listen.
Back to full podcast potential.
Life is just a series of challenges.
Yes, I think life is struggle.
Life is struggle.
It's a phrase I often repeat to myself, and it helps me get through the day. Life is struggle. You must remember this. All the best things in life are struggle too.
Struggle is like
towards a greater aim.
Nice. The struggle one must enjoy the struggle because you will never be happy otherwise.
I couldn't agree more. That's the most important life lesson I learned in my 20s, or one of them, I reckon.
Yeah. What else you got?
Time.
Big wisdom. 20s.
What was it? Sisyphus, isn't it? The Greek myth of the guy rolling the rock up the hill, and he's doomed, cursed or something for the rock to always fall just before he gets to the top. And that's just how he has to live his life. And it's like, the way to happiness, says some intellectual French guy, is to learn to love rolling the rock up the hill, because that's what life is. Yeah, I've always liked that.
I do believe that, yeah. As a human being, I think you've just got to find something that you're happy doing, no matter how it goes, and then only then can you truly overcome any of the problems that you're going to face, because ultimately you're doing what you enjoy, so you have won regardless of what happens.
Exactly. It's just it's like an attitude to life that it's hard to learn, but very much a skill worth mastering. Just enjoy what you're doing.
And if you don't enjoy what you're doing,
change it up. Change it up, baby. There's always time. There's always time. And sometimes the time comes. Yes. There's always time, and the time always comes. Totally. And
for different things.
Microphone hand.
Elegant.
Do you think we should get stands for the mics?
We could get stands. Maybe we could put it out to a poll.
Should we get stands for the mic? First comment who says, we'll do what you say.
Tell you what, in the comments, just someone comment it and then like the one that is... Whatever one comes up top on likes. Get mic stands. Keep holding mics with our own arms like suckers. Those are the options.
What do you vote for?
Man, a mic stand would be handy. I'd feel more legit.
I like the microphone mic. I think we've done something at least interesting, if not just simply improvised. But
yeah,
I think this could only be improved by the addition of stands.
Yes, I would say the microphone at this point now makes me feel like I'm at some kind of whack fireside chat after an event.
Yes, oh my god, it's just like... And now we've got the co-founder of Bumble to talk about some fucking in technology. Don't worry about it.
Some other project that you didn't actually come here for.
You're here to network and maybe get some strange. We all know it. I'm just going to talk softly.
Man.
So you can text people in the audience that you're going to meet afterwards for a drink. Okay, thank you. This has been my TED Talk.
That needed room to breathe. That was good. So good.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
I like those little characters. That's just like, I've met millions of those types of people.
Yeah. I love the American tech scene, though. I find it endlessly fascinating.
Oh,
That's
so
why
interesting.
I've made so many videos about it. I just think it's so interesting. I think it's the future. They represent people who are genuinely trying to build a future. Whatever that's good or bad, I don't think they really know, but they're just committed to, innovation. I think that's really respectable and cool.
I feel like there's the iceberg of really amazing, worthwhile projects. A lot of the profitable but ultimately meaningless businesses, and then below the surface, just like the complete tech garbage that is just like sucking VCs dry of money for a laugh.
Totally.
Some of these tech projects that got funded that went nowhere are crazy.
The world of venture capital is just insanely interesting, but it's just entirely dense. It's so difficult to really get your head around because it's not well reported on because it's boring, and then it is ultimately just like people who are very rich playing a game with businesses.
They don't seem to like to talk about their failures. That's the thing. I feel like in the world of VC, the failures get swept under the rug, and like the success stories attract so much press that like it's easy to bury. Oh, we invested in like 9 companies that were complete trash, dumb ideas, and completely failed.
What's like the last great venture capital victory?
Man,
I guess.
Who's done really well? It's these. Was it like? Ben Horowitz was like. That's not recent, but I'm just trying to think of like big names that had it away with like Facebook or like who's the guy that did Peter Thiel.
Oh,
Peter
such
Thiel.
an interesting character, fascinating man.
Yeah, just like
cuckoo crazy
VC psychopath. Yeah. Like made so much money through getting in on Facebook mega early, and is now just like outrageously just fucking doing all sorts of shit, doing whatever he wants, whether you like it or loathe it.
Apparently he's really into transhumanism.
Isn't he getting like mad blood transfusions and stuff?
I've not read too much about that. I'd like to read more about Peter Thiel. I think he's a fascinating topic of interest for
fascinating
me, for sure.
Man. Yeah. Just imagine being in that position. You just like, you essentially just have like billions of dollars worth of capital that you can access at any time. You can get involved in whatever you want.
Totally.
And like everyone really respects you. So like people are bringing you good opportunities constantly.
When I've been working on these tech stories, it's just like, oh, Peter Thiel again. He popped up, did he? This guy's good at investing in companies.
He's got his fingers in a few juicy pies.
Yeah. Fascinating world. I love California in general, not just the weird companies. I'd love to go there again.
Oh man, California, the warmth, the amazing things to look at, the people.
Real fucking cold where we are now, and I'm not enjoying it. Today was a day where it was like, okay, it's winter now. This blows.
It was like 1 degree, one measly degree.
Had to wrap up warm, and it was raining for a bit too.
It's pissing it down. England.
Disappointed.
It does this to us all the time, though.
I know.
And it's just like, you get these little
I'm not
whiffs.
over it, though.
You get these little good summers, and it's like, oh, maybe, just maybe, England will be nice forever. And then winter comes every time and gets you. Just like, it's like you forget how bad this country's weather is.
Yeah, I know. We have such short-term memory for it, I think, just as humans. You're like, oh, do you remember? It's like when you try to remember being sick, you can never really like summon the feeling. You're just like, what did that feel like again? And when it happens, you're like, oh yeah, this.
It's like you've got, when you're sick, you've got such a heightened sense of awareness, and you're just like so hyper aware that you're sick of how bad it feels. But then when you're feeling good, yeah, it's just like all you know is feeling good. It's like you got to savor those moments when you're good, because it's just like when you're sick, you forget how being good feels.
Totally,
yeah. Man.
That is the truth for a lot of like serious situations you're trying to get into. It's just like, don't worry, it only feels like it's going on forever now, but soon it'll be over.
Yeah,
I think that's always good advice you can give yourself.
That's really good. Yeah. That's very, very, very good advice. Very timely advice. Man, life's crazy. Life's just like a crazy bundle of fucking shit that just comes relentlessly for you, like the ball chasing Indiana Jones in that bit that's famous.
Toast the toast, butter the toast, eat the toast. God, life's relentless. Peep Show, Season 8. Iconic line that I often think of, mostly while buttering toast.
Buttering toast, right? It took me so long to get it right, to be able to butter toast like evenly.
Really?
Yeah, I just could never do it. I got a serious like butter clumps.
Yeah, it is difficult to be. I mean, I guess.
I don't know.
No, to be honest, I think it is.
I don't know. I don't know if there are other people out there that would relate to this, that would feel the same as me.
I don't relate to it.
I'm not saying now that I have a real hard time buttering, but it's just like there was a moment in my life where I was just like, it just seemed like it would be so easy, and I would do it. I'd be like, oh man, this is like tough. I've got to get my technique down.
I heard there's a VR game where you can do butter toast simulator. Maybe you can work on your skills there and improve your game in real life.
I can work on my stroke.
Yeah.
It's all in that wrist.
Yeah, that's right. It's the curve.
The curve, yeah. Nice.
Flick that east. Yeah.
Butter whip.
But whip.
Screw.
Like a Tesla.
Oh, a bit like it to Young Gravy. What legend.
Love Young Gravy.
Man.
Really funny guy.
Safe dude.
Rap Will Ferrell.
The rap
Call
game,
him.
Will Ferrell.
He's
I like
coming
it.
at it.
I like that.
He's got Will Ferrell vibes all over him.
Nice.
I think he's a star, or he'll dwindle out in a couple months. But he is. I think he's a star. I love him. Go Young Gravy.
I think the same thing for him as I think of nearly all good music artists and artists in general. Just like be consistent, like keep delivering stuff. Maybe not like loads of stuff all the time, but just like keep delivering stuff when people are expecting it. So much music and like I guess films, like the constant delay of films. I know coronavirus is going on, but I just feel like it's just such a bad way to like treat the art consuming public of just like give us the fucking James Bond film to watch. It's done. You're hoarding it. The film is done. Let us watch it. We're waiting to watch it. I'll charge me. I'll just pay you directly to watch it now.
Such contempt for their audience.
It's so rude.
I think Hollywood just
so
set in their ways, man.
Oh, those plebs, they can't watch it now. They can watch it when it suits us. We're just going to hold on to it.
Now Blumhouse knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's releasing stuff. He's putting it on streaming services.
Oh, it's just got stuff out all the time.
Yeah, it's good. That's what people want.
Let's get on some of that action.
You want some more sparkling water?
I do.
Oh, but my muscles are so weak. Oh!
Oh, delicious. I've only just noticed that in the background, probably not even visible, is Jay-Z's Wikipedia page, I believe.
That's funny. I doubt it will be, but people will know. People will see.
Jay-Z.
Spot all the details in The Office. Have you seen them yet?
One item in this room is banned in 20 states. Can you guess which?
What is it? A, the bloody knife. Is it B, the flashlight?
The flashlight. But I was just enthralled for a moment by the audio recording equipment.
Oh yeah, we're doing some more meta podcasting where we talk about the
production
the
of
ins
the
and outs of the podcast because it's The Office, right? So it's a podcast about podcasting. Don't think about it too much. Don't worry. It's okay. It's going to be all right.
If we just wholeheartedly, right, we went all in and we were just like, fuck it. We are going to call this podcast The Office.
I think
sue us.
The Office or Sparkling Form. It's up to you guys, honestly. So
in the comments,
yeah.
Shall we just call this The Office? I think we should.
Should we just call it The Office or Sparkling Form? It's up to you, the viewers.
We should be allowed to call it The Office because this is to us. This is The Office.
Because right, we both film our videos on the other side of this camera, right? So all we've done is turn the camera around. So it is literally The Office. So I think it should be fun. And / virtual reality centre.
We like to go to different universes.
I go into one where I'm a pirate.
That's how you got so good at being a pirate in that thing.
It was method acting all along. I method acted in VR.
Oh, you've got to do this.
I'm a pirate.
You've got to do this. Oh no! Next time you do one of these things with Internet Historian, you need to like green screen it, like they do in the movies, you know, and then you can put yourself in the pirate environment for real and do all the stuff.
When I'm in VR chat, I can just be a pirate. Avatar.
Well,
yeah,
it's a done deal.
Got to be done. All right, there we go. What a ridiculous life I lead.
It's great. It's great stuff.
I'm very intrigued by it, though. I think it's really interesting technology. Don't
you? The weird thing is, right, the VR as we know it today has supposedly been around since, like, the 80s.
In a sense, yeah, that is true. But it was very rudimentary back then, and also you just wouldn't have the processor and power to do something like what this is doing. But the visuals, as in, like, your sense of place when you're in there is just amazing. It expands the room out, and I think in your mind at least, I think that's really cool.
Just being able to look out onto the horizon. The weirdest thing is focusing. I don't understand how your eyes can like. It's like you look at something in your hand, and it's like everything around you will be blurred, like in real life when you look at something up close. Now I understand how that's feasible, but it's because obviously it's two different lenses for each eye. But like just. That detail, it's just so much more convincing to my brain, the way that the depth of field is as if I'm looking at real objects.
It's mad. It really is.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Virtual reality.
Ordinary things, the Oculus Rift. Shut up. Let me do it.
What do you mean?
I just been like, don't worry about it, guys. Yeah, it's just the Oculus Rift. I didn't have anything interesting to say, so I just.
Oh, that's just the video.
Yeah, it's just the video.
It's just yeah, fuck it, whatever. It's interesting enough.
It's a thing. It's ordinary, kinda. Don't worry about it.
Maybe it's worth waiting for like for a new headset to launch that's like got some hype around it, so you get a bit of momentum. Because right now, I mean, are these popular now? I feel like they're popular in our household because we're gassed to have it. But like,
no, I don't think
in
that
the mainstream
particular
conversation,
one is. I think virtual reality in general is probably the.
That's a good point.
What to talk about, not the item, but yeah.
But I mean, just as far as like the general conversation and hunger for like interest around Oculus. Like I'm asking, like, is it something a lot of people are talking about, or is it just like we're talking about it because we have one now?
I think it's a popular area of interest, and I think it's not been explained broadly too much. I think people are going in for specifics. They're looking into the games, they're looking into the consoles, but I think like taking an overarching view of like what is virtual reality today, what is people's main takeaway from it. I think that's an interesting topic for a video that I've not seen done. I don't think
it's so interesting to learn what it's capable of. It's like the things that I might not have considered. The little foibles of just like, I didn't know you could do that. Oh, talking to strangers. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't even think that was something that it would do.
The VR chat is just so unlike anything I've ever had. Like I felt, very odd. Yeah. What do you want to buy next? What are you thinking of? What are you looking at?
You know what? I don't know. I've not given it much thought. I really just like want to play more Pavlov. Like, I just want to experience like more shooting guns in a virtual environment. I just think it's really interesting.
So you want to stick on Pavlov, not playing any of the others?
Not yet.
No, okay.
Not yet.
No, you want to get to grips with it. I understand.
It's just like that's the experience. It's like that's the experience that I'm looking for at the moment. Of like, I think I want gunplay. I want action, and I know that there's other action to be had. But it's just like, I think that's the genre of action. I'd like to play this No Man's Sky VR.
Yeah, that does look
I'd really like to play that.
You're not going to play Half-Life Alyx, I think.
Oh no, 100% we'll play Half-Life. That's a done thing. I feel like we're kind of saving that.
Yeah, that's what I just feel like I've got to like get good at actually using technology before I can actually like take that on.
Yeah, and like
this is so nerdy, but honestly, it's really fascinated me.
Being in it for like a long. I feel like with Half-Life Alyx, I'm going to want to sit and play it for like an hour or two, and I feel like
totally.
You got to get used to being in there.
I played that super hot game for hours. I finished it now in like a day and a half, and it was amazing. It's such a good experience.
Doesn't like mess with your head a little bit. It's just like it's like
it does.
So
it messes
intense.
with your head. It really does, and it's really fun. It's great.
But you don't feel like, I don't know, like tired. Like
oh yeah, it knackered me out.
Yeah.
It really did. Like I was. I was really, when I couldn't get past the level, I got really out of breath and had to sit down on the sofa. Yeah, no, genuinely.
That's crazy. That's good,
I was
though.
like, I am worn out. Like, the last level was quite intense, and I was just like, either I am really unfit, or this game was actually a genuine workout. So, yeah, it was interesting. I mean, I'm not exactly cardio king, so...
Well, you know, you get out, you walk quite a bit.
I walk around.
You do a lot of walking.
Yeah, I get about.
Yeah, you know, a bit of a leg man. Wheels and the Leg Man.
Wheels.
What's that from?
American Dad, I believe.
Oh,
American
nice.
Dad,
Nice reference.
Yeah. Not a big fan personally, but I respect it.
It had its moments.
Okay, yeah, no, it did. That's true.
Had its moments. It had like it had a run, you know, it had a good run.
Yeah, it did, and it wasn't at the start and it wasn't at the end, but it had like a little sweet spot of seasons. I don't remember which ones, but I was like, this is actually quite funny.
I feel like it was the first time when I was starting to kind of see through Family Guy.
Yeah.
And just be like, oh, I'm fucking sick of this show. This is so whack.
It's the weird moment in your life when you're like 13 and you think Family Guy is the funniest thing in the world.
Mate.
And you think like Family Guy is somehow more adult and therefore better than something like The Simpsons, but then you grow up, you get to 18 and you're like, oh no, The Simpsons was always the more mature and like sophisticated program by a mile. But you need to go through that rebellious phase when you're 13 or 14.
That's really true. I feel like The Simpsons references, you get older and you start to understand a few more of them.
Yes, exactly. You mature into it again, and that's what makes The Simpsons so brilliant and iconic and the greatest television show of all time. Seasons 1 through 10, he said nerdily.
I just can't enjoy one. Something's off about one.
One is interesting, at least. It's formative, but I understand it is bad.
I'd never throw on an episode from one.
Okay. So it's 2 to 10.
2 to 10? Maybe 11 if you're feeling generous.
You know, but there are smatterings of good episodes all the way until 15, to be fair.
They have their moments.
Yeah.
They have some real good moments.
Yeah.
The Simpsons.
But just the animation style is off. I say as soon as it like gets a bit more like less improvised, like the funny faces appear less, it becomes more like formal, I think, and it just gets worse.
When does that happen?
I don't know, like series 12, 13?
It's like they farmed it out to like a cheaper production studio, and it was like the things that you'd see on screen like got diminished.
There was less character in it. It felt like the people who were originally hired to like build these characters. And I don't know, it seemed like a copy of a copy of a copy, didn't it? Like, just it sort of became a remake of itself. Is how you could argue it, because it's not the same creatives behind it.
It's just such a shame that they continue to like drag it out like a dancing animated corpse. It's like, just let it die. It's over.
It's over. It's such successful IP.
Yeah.
It's the problem. It's some of the most valuable intellectual property in the world. Probably
they must make
entertainment
so much cash.
Wise. Yeah.
I wonder what The Simpsons generates in revenue per year.
Oh, billions?
$1 billion a year business, but it's syndicated in so many places. They sell,
it's translated everywhere.
Disney Plus has given them cash. Like
merchandise, I imagine it doesn't sell quite as well as it used to, but I'm sure it still bangs the bucks.
Surely. Like these Simpsons licensed slippers in like Primark. If you're ever in like a really low end retailer and you see like some licensed Simpsons merch, and you're just like, oh, what did they do to you, Homer? No, you made fun of Krusty. Krusty was a caricature of this type of behavior, and now the fucking Homer Simpson's bedspread.
In many ways, wasn't Krusty always sort of self-parody? And he was always he's like represented showbiz in the town, and sort of it was his episodes were sort of an excuse to tell like a bit of like showbiz parody, or the Itchy and Scratchy ones as well. Like when Marge tries to cancel Itchy and Scratchy because it's too violent.
Good point.
Great episode.
Oh, that is amazing. It is amazing. I just don't know how they came up with such good premises. It was like, once it got to like season 15, it was like they couldn't come up with a premise to save their lives. It's like, oh, Lady Gaga's in town for a concert, and then they just meet Lady Gaga, and we play just one of her songs and just whatever.
It stopped being an opportunity to tell stories, and it became like a media event. The phenomenon of The Simpsons outgrew the show The Simpsons in much the same way that like Star Wars outgrew the original films and became like this media empire. And it's like, it's ultimately a copy. I don't know.
The IP is just so valuable, but it's just like, the IP could live if only they could let the show die, but the IP could live on, perhaps with an even better legacy had they just put the show to rest. But I've heard there's a few that are not too bad nowadays, so maybe it's all wrong.
I'll tell you what, I've been watching The Mandalorian on Disney Plus. It's quite good. It's actually, well, I sort of have it on in the background when I'm doing work or something. I don't really pay too much attention, but as background fodder, it's very enjoyable.
What's it about?
It's about I'm going to describe it like, it's about a man in a robot suit who looks after a little green baby, and they go around the galaxy making friends with everyone.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite entertaining, but I mean, like, just as the production values are like off the chain, and I guess that's kind of interesting.
Anything where you can see lots of money on the screen is just like,
yeah, exactly. It's entertaining.
It's always worth a watch.
I agree. It's like the zeitgeist. You got to see what's possible.
Yeah, exactly. Man, just imagine having a ton of money to spend on a project. I mean, it's quite a daunting thing to imagine.
Totally. It would be a large undertaking. It's not something I would ever want to do. I just like talking.
It seems real risky. Like, imagine those big budget flops. Imagine how that must feel as a producer. It's just like, I've gotten all this money from all these people who are way more successful than me. I've kissed so much ass to get all this money. I've made this film, and it sucks dick. Made no money. Now my name is dirt in Hollywood.
Yeah. Hollywood, man. What's your favourite Hollywood movie? Set in Hollywood.
Ooh, nice. Yeah. Nice.
Many options.
God, this is tough. I feel like I have such bad memory recall for stuff like this. I feel like you need to give me some options. Okay. Let's put some on the table.
Big Lebowski.
Amazing.
Great movie.
Amazing.
LA Confidential. Just thinking of films of LA in the title. But Sunset Boulevard. That's set in LA.
Sunset Boulevard's great. Yeah. Sunset Boulevard's great. Hang on, isn't a bunch of Annie Hall in Hollywood?
Yeah, Annie Hall is the anti-LA movie, which is very amusing, I think, yeah, classic Annie Hall.
That's great. I love that film movie so much.
Yeah. not aged well.
It's got some questionable shit.
Moving on.
Skip. Woody Allen, Skip.
Not funny.
Not funny. No. Well, you know what? We can all just agree that like that is a good movie.
It is a good film.
That is a good
Classic.
movie.
Great music. Diane Keaton, great performance.
Made a long ass time ago.
Yeah.
A lot of other good
movie.
stuff's been made since then.
It's amazing what stands the test of time and what doesn't. What is forgotten. So much gets forgotten. You know, it's all those weird movies that got made in the 70s. What a great time for like personal films that was. Just like you could just like get a movie budget for any old nonsense, and sometimes it'd be good.
Yeah, you never know. You never know. Just imagine what a weird time the upside must have been so high back then. But then again, it was harder to make movies. I mean, you could make...
It's so much harder. That was the thing.
Yeah, to get them made. But then again, there's like, wherever there's these industries, there's always little fringe groups of people that are going to like put things together on like a shoestring.
Totally.
So you got to admire those people. It's like pioneers.
Of course.
For what we do, we put all this shit together on
We
our
just
own.
make little farts on the internet, and that's it. And, and I'm fine with that. I like my position as a little internet stink maker.
Little poopy stinks into a little Ziploc bag. Seal it up.
It's where I belong, I think.
Why not?
Yeah, I love it. I do. It's good fun.
It is good stuff. You know, there's a lot of other things one could do that would be good.
It's good to stay positive, you know, about what you're doing. Same thing.
Of course.
God, just enjoy your work, people.
Yeah, totally. No matter what you're doing, you've got to take pride in your work. 'Cause if you don't take pride in your work, like, you're going to end up just hating your life.
Agreed.
And, you know, some people got to fucking build things. Some people can make poopy, stinky jokes.
Yes.
Not everyone. You don't need that many people making those.
Not everyone can be as useless as society as us. We get to be stink makers.
Who knows? Maybe what we're doing is actually real good for society.
You know, it's podcasting. Every pair of buddies think they're capable of a podcast. What do you think? I think it's going well. Meta podcast again.
Meta podcast, a podcast within a podcast. Welcome. What should the name of the Meta podcast be?
Oh no! Oh, this is reminding me of Super Hot now. I feel like I'm in another virtual reality.
It's a simulation. This podcast never actually happened.
Only you will see this, Dave. Someone will. That might work. Someone
will be watching this. Certainly will likely be called. You'd hope. You'd fucking hope. You'd hope You'd hope your videos reach at least one day.
You should try to do it differently and just like make it look like the name was custom. Like only you will watch this, Kevin.
The Atlanta Falcons. I love supporting the Atlanta Falcons. Simpsons for the win.
Very good.
Yeah, YouTube have the power and the analytics if they really could be asked, and they would truly... If YouTube truly liked their creators, they would let you in your analytics look at how many people called Dave had watched per video.
I want names of my...
addresses. How many people on my street... I must know. Tell me you know. I know you know. Google. Susan.
You know everything, Google. Tell me your secrets.
Unlock the secrets.
Have you ever gone on... I know you have, but for the purpose of conversation. Okay. Have you ever gone on Google Trends?
Oh, I have. Actually, I have ordinary things.
You have? Really?
Yeah.
That's really interesting. Yeah. Gap Store Boss. Trapdoor Ross.
Fap more toss.
Fap more toss. Good word.
Oh, no. I've shared that into the ether, and that's going to stick. Go on.
Yeah, you've opened that box.
We're gonna have to come up with more that aren't so embarrassing. No, we can do it at the start of the episode. We can do all of our AKAs.
I think Gap Store Boss is objectively more amusing because it's more absurd. Anyway, Google Trends.
Yeah, I like it.
Like, what's interesting to search on Google Trends? Why is something so boring so interesting? Explain to the audience.
Because Google, you know why it's interesting?
We don't have much time. Actually.
We've got mere seconds. I'll try and spit it out real quickly. Google have all of the information in the world, so technically you're literally just looking at it like raw data that of like what everyone in the world is interested in at a certain time, and that is incredible.
Yes, it is. And now we're approaching the last minute of the podcast. Now, there's going to be a rule with these podcasts that we have stuck to, which is that every podcast will be exactly an hour long. So while we may ramble with stupid conversation for this period of time, it will be a regular amount, bite-sized, like the nugget of podcast sizes.
It's a pod nugget, people. Get
Easily
on board.
consumable, right? Good, isn't it?
Consume it. Just consume it,
Consume
fast.
it with your eyes. Not necessarily with your eyes, but you might be able to consume it just with your ears. And that's fine too. Podcasts are both a visual and audio medium.
Absolutely. Podcasts sound better if you listen to them in their entirety with your mouth wide open.
That's true.
Fact.
But close it if a fly comes near it. You don't want to be like... like that. That
Or
would be bad.
Or you don't notice and it just lives in there forever. Rent free.
Oh, that is... well, thank you for listening/watching.